welcome to the Chelsea Football Fancast. I am Stamford Chidge, and this is the daddy of Chelsea podcasts, fueled by Guinness, powered by celery. Now, if you're watching us for the first time on Sports Tonight Live and you're a Chelsea supporter, then welcome. We hope you enjoy the Wayne's World of Chelsea shows. If you're not a Chelsea supporter, then obviously we feel very sorry for you. But of course, this is most definitely the only football show on TV with absolutely no Scousers on it. And for that, we should be truly thankful. Now, yesterday saw Chelsea's first defeat of the season in a frustrating day at Everton. And let's face it, as Jose, the not-so-happy one, said afterwards, if you don't take your chances to score, then you don't deserve to win. But clearly we were the best team. He always says that, doesn't he, after every match? However, the Chelsea Fancast can exclusively reveal the real reason that we lost. It was the curse of the black kit. More on that later. Nevertheless, the defeat led to the obligatory social media meltdown. Had we won, we'd have been top of the league. But as we lost, it's now officially our worst start in the Roman era, thus proving how stupid football is nowadays. The Chelsea Football Fancast, Sticky Toffees. Now, joining me on our debut on TV, which is a very worrying thought, is the gorgeous one, i.e. Lauren Foley.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm very, very well. You looking forward to it?
I'm a little bit nervous.
A little bit nervous.
Be nice.
But you've got Twitter to play with and
I do.
Mixler. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. We have the gobby one, i.e. Darren Mantle.
Hello, Mr. Chidge. And we haven't given you something one yet, have we?
Well, I'm the bossy one, obviously.
That's something different in my head.
It's good to see you, mate, on TV. We have the grumpy one, also known as Paul Jeffrey.
Can't complain about that one, really.
It's very true, though, mate.
It is a bit, yeah. How are you?
I'm okay. You're not grumpy tonight, though, I hope.
I might be later.
Okay, we shall see.
You can tell.
We also have the giggly one, also known as Ross Mooring.
Evening, Chidge. Party on.
Are you going to be giggling tonight, Ross?
Well, I haven't giggled in a while, so it's due.
I hope you will be, because it's not the same when you don't giggle. Now, last but by no means least, we have a very, very special guest in the form of the retro one, my old mate Rob Shepherd. Now, Rob has been a football writer for over 25 years, writing for papers such as Today, the Daily Express, the Sunday Times, and the News of the World. Not so much the doyen of football journalists, but the daddy of football journalists, and very much in a Ray Winston style. Evening, Rob.
Good evening.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thanks. Got my claret and blue pants on.
Have you?
But, yes.
Jolly. That's probably more information than we needed.
Yes, I realise it's before the watershed, so
yes.
I should leave it where it is.
Leave them in your pants,
on that
mate.
white front, I should say.
Okay, fair enough. Now, apart from having some excellent people around the table, Rob particular, I can't wait to talk to Rob about all sorts of stuff later on. We've also got the proper old benches tonight. We've got new benches. Oh, look at them, they're all waving. Hello, just to prove that it is in fact live. Hello, benches, nice to see you. Or as we should say, benches, do your job. Now, I should say at that juncture, if you want to be on the benches on the show, then what you need to do is to send us an email to chelseafancast@gmail.com. And then if you ask your Uncle Chidge very nicely, you will be able to sit where those people are sitting and participate in some fine entertainment or something like that. Now, on the show tonight, we will be discussing the defeat to Everton, which we won't obviously be very happy about, but we will be happy about awarding some match day awards, the fannies, as we like to call them, for man of the match, chant of the match, Guinness and celery moments. Now, if you're listening live, or in fact if you're watching, you can tweet them to us, or you can write them on the Mixler website. You need to get them into Lauren right now, and if you're listening, of course, to the audio stream on Mixler, mixlr.com/Chelsea-Fancast, and our Twitter address is @ChelseaFancast. Later on, you'll be able to ask Rob, or in fact any one of us, a question in If You Don't Ask, You Don't Get, on football or anything we just don't care. Get those into Lauren as well, and you'll now be able to do this by Skype. So if you want to Skype us, let us know during the week and email us at chelseafancast@gmail.com. And of course, to wrap up, we've got more stats from Chelsea Chadder, who, as you saw, is on the benches, and all the latest Chelsea supporter-related news. But now it's time for the big match review. All right, so...
Sorry, guys.
We've also, I thought, bit of the old big match. I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, I do. I do very much. Sorry, I shall wait. Speak
when you're spoken to. Exactly. You know the
old
rules.
School rules.
Now, the first thing that we like to talk about really is the team lineup. I think we've got a graphic of that. But I can tell you that it was, for those of you who have forgotten already, that it's Cech, Branner, Louise, Terry, Cole, Ramirez, Mikel, Schürrle, Hazard, Mata and Eto'o. I mean, obviously, Eto'o made his debut. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But it was interesting to see Louise back and Mikel starting as the defensive midfielder. And, of course, we had Mata starting, which was nice to see. Now, in terms of the match stats, we've got a graphic for that, I believe. But of course, they always tell a story. Much as I hate stats, sorry, Chadder, but no offence. But we had the bulk of the possession, as we know. But I think we can definitely say that we battered them in terms of shots, total shots, both on target and off target, really. But annoyingly, and very frustrating for all of us around the table, the only stat that matters is the one about the onion bag. And I'm afraid Everton scored 1, and we scored 0. Now, Jose admitted after the match, and I thought he was very, very honest and frank about this, but he said, if you don't, score your chances, if you don't put the goal on the net, then you don't deserve to win. And I think he was very, very right. But having said that, I don't actually think, Pablo, that we played that badly. I mean, you were there. Yeah. I don't think we played badly.
First half, we were well and truly on top and should have made that count, and then certainly the first 15 minutes of the second half we came out really, really strongly, but after the substitutions it just didn't look like we were going to score. Everton got deeper and deeper, and we wouldn't have broken them down if we played for another hour, I don't think.
I think it was one of those days, wasn't it, really, Ross? I mean, you get a feeling very, very early on that it isn't going to happen, and apart from the fact that we were missing some calamitous chances, the ball wasn't breaking for us either, I thought.
Oh, yeah, I thought in the first half, especially the first half of the first half, that Everton were winning a lot of the one-on-one battles in midfield, a lot of the 50-50s, a lot of those sort of challenges, and as such, we weren't getting a foothold in the game. And you're right, it did, especially when the Everton goal went in and the second half didn't quite go as planned. It did feel like one of those days.
It did feel like one of those days, didn't it?
Eto'o
had 1-0 written all over it.
Yeah, it did.
What do you think of Eto'o? I mean, or Pob, as we should call him, really. Are we allowed to call him Pob? Is that a bit rude? Pob is one for the teenagers.
Yeah, no idea.
You don't know who Pob was?
No.
Pob was like an animated children's character, wasn't he, Rob? Am I going to have to talk to Rob?
Rob's not even helping out yet. He's not even on board.
10 years old, I have to talk to Rob about.
I thought we would just shorten his name a little bit more. You could say E.T. Phone Home.
Oh, very good.
Because the way he played also yesterday, I think he's still in Russia.
You didn't rate his performance yesterday, Rob?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Doesn't look as though he's played properly for a year. Looks out of condition. Whether he'll get that fitness back at his age, I doubt it.
If I was in that kind of condition, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Compared to that.
Look, in terms of body
you
weight.
You and me talking about that, Rob?
I'm talking about.
He didn't look sharp, to be fair.
Exactly. I'm talking about big time, game time, and he was way off the pace.
Well, he's been playing for.
Reminded me actually of the early days of Shevchenko. I'm sorry about that.
No, but Shevchenko was injured. To be fair, now hang on. I've got. Rob will get bonus points.
Yes.
If he can pronounce the team that Eto'o or Pob has been playing for the last year.
And
the whole lot, please.
No, it's unnecessary.
Don't get bonus points.
It's unnecessary.
But to be fair, I think.
Look, let's look at it this way. Jose, after the game, made the obvious point. Didn't score. You think, well, you need strikers to score.
Well, we all know that.
And you've got a guy sat in the, unveiled to the Everton crowd who banged them in for fun last year. He's 20 years old and is raring to go in football. Lukaku, or Ricard, as I call him.
Lukaku. Come here, a bit of echo on that.
A bit of echo. Where's Vic Reeves when you need him. And then you've got Eto'o.
I think I'm Vic Reeves for Bob Mortimer.
A player at the end of his career who's come here. 3 weeks ago, he didn't even think he was going to be playing for Chelsea. Does he really want to be playing for Chelsea? He will say so. I'm not sure it's a good bit of business. I mean,
but hang on a minute. Let's just rein it back in a second because
who would you have, Lukaku or Eto'o? Come on.
Come on, Eto'o. I'd have Eto'o because
off you go.
Because Eto'o, once he does, like you say, he's been in Russia. He's not been in the most competitive, fastest of leagues or anything else.
Yeah.
And I thought he was brilliant in Spain and Italy, and I can't believe that.
How long ago?
Yeah, I know. That's when he needs a bit of time just to find his feet. But
yeah, because the older you get, particularly when you lose your fitness, it's so hard to get it back. And you saw that with Shevchenko. You really did.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be honest.
He's 32. I don't know. I don't think he's too old to get his fitness back.
If he'd been playing constantly.
Let me just put something into the mixer, as we like to do on football.
Into the mixer.
Into the mixer, even. The thing about Eto'o, the thing about Eto'o is that, you know, what we needed at Chelsea and what we do need really is a goal poacher, somebody who can bash the ball in from 6 yards.
How many
you
goals?
don't have to be very fit to hang around on the 6 yard line,
Well-
Rob. So the fact is that he's a proven goal scorer.
Yes.
He's got a huge amount of experience. He
Yes.
knows how to score goals. Now, in the wider context of what's going on at Chelsea, and in view of the fact that they couldn't get who they really wanted, the Falcaos, the Cavani's, the Rooneys, maybe it's not a bad buy, and maybe we should just be a little patient and see when he is match
Look,
fit.
I stand to be corrected, and maybe I will, but I just don't see him sustaining an English season, scoring the kind of goals that you want. You've got Torres, you know, who hasn't really happened for Chelsea. You've got Barr, who seems to be injured. So you got and then you let a guy go that set the Premier League alive last season. I mean,
But for West Brom.
yeah, all right, for West Brom. So in a better team like Chelsea, he's going to
He
score.
should do.
He's going to score
I
more.
think-
What I'm saying also is Eto'o, as far as I'm concerned, was a make weight in a very
Let's pick
complex
this up.
deal.
We're going to have to
He
go
wasn't
to
a player that necessarily Marino wanted.
We're going to have to go to a break very quickly. So very quickly, Darren, one word.
Eto'o prove you wrong.
Okay.
That was
I
full.
think we should. We really should. We should. I'd like to carry this on after the break, actually, but particularly what I really want to talk about is what Rob's alluding to, which is our flawed striker strategy in the transfer market. Speak to you in a minute.